Hear the stories of men and women switching hustles and escaping the odds through entrepreneurship after prison. Not only will these stories inspire you, but also unlock business tips for financial freedom. Let's get it.
What's up, y'all? Thank y'all for tuning in to Escaping the Odds podcast. I got my man with me, Dave.
What's
Groom
up, young
Fly.
world? Young world.
Yes. It's my man. He been my barber for a minute. I definitely support him. Been where I've been. Ain't nothing like supporting somebody that can kind of come from that grind, that situation, and escape the odds. So I'm definitely with that. Go get into the story, man. Right now we at his salon, Groom Fly. I want to kind of change up the scenery a little bit, go on set, on location, if you will. So what's up? What's up, bro?
What's up, bro? Thank you for having me, man.
No doubt, man. Definitely want to get a chance to get your story, how you started the salon.
Okay.
Know you've been home a few years now.
Yeah.
How much time?
4 years.
4 years, okay.
No, almost close to 4 years. I've been home.
Okay.
And I've been gone. I was gone 21.
Wow. And you young?
Well, I look young.
Okay. So how old were you when you first left?
When I left, I was 19 years old.
Yeah.
And when I came home, I was 41.
Man. So all your 20s, all your 30s.
All my 30s.
So how the 40s been treating you so far?
Oh, the 40s been treating me well, man.
Okay.
You know, it's a little tough on my bones, but
Yeah.
I still be around here trying to act like I'm 19 when I left.
Good. Yeah, definitely. No, I feel you. I was 27 when I left.
Okay.
I ain't do 21, but did a little bit over 9.
Man.
It's still long though.
If you got to do a day in there, it's long, man.
It's still long, man. So want to get into the business, man, of running the salon, man. Of course, your backstory. How that happen? How 19 years old, man? How do you do 21 years in state prison, right?
Yeah, state prison.
Yeah. So what happened with that, bro?
Man, I think that was the first time my heart actually dropped, or me actually being afraid.
Right.
And being afraid was that I was never gonna come home again, or afraid that I'm not gonna see my mama again, or afraid just to be able to touch the green grass again.
Right.
So just for the judge to give me that sentence was, man, it shook my whole world up, man. But it was needed, you know?
Yeah.
Because regardless of how it was a bad experience as a black man, it's a bad experience as a human being. But considering the behavior that I was acting in back then,
Right.
you know, that it was bound to happen to me anyway.
Or either that or death.
Or death.
Right. Yeah.
So the one thing was that I was able to get another chance.
Right.
So, and this is my opportunity to take advantage of it right now.
So they sentenced you to how much?
They gave me 40 years.
40, okay.
Yeah,
so
and the reason
half.
why, I did half. I did 20 years. The reason why the other half, the 1 year come in is because I was out on bond.
Oh, okay.
For that case, and so I got a year added on to. I had to do that, so that's what happened. So that's why I had to do 21.
Right. And so while you was locked up, you did cosmetology, or did you already know that when you was coming home, you was going to actually open up a salon?
Okay, it all started from when I first caught this case. I went on a run, and when I was on a run, I was trying to hope God give me a blessing, so I was trying to do right.
Okay.
So I opened up a barbershop.
Okay.
And it still turned out to be nothing. You know, it was just a little something that the guys was hanging out in at the time.
Okay.
Didn't really have a business since then.
Right.
I
No
just
brand, no nothing like that.
I just wanted to open up a barbershop because I seen
everybody
all the
doing
guys.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
So and I was able to save up my money and whatever, and then I went and bought it,
Okay.
even though I was in the streets. And,
So you was young though, 19 years old, doing that.
Yeah, 19 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you had some kind of a business sense to know that I want to work for myself, right?
It all. I don't know, because you know I learned how to cut hair probably at 13 when I had to cut my little brother hair. You know, messing them up, and then from that point, I never knew that it was gonna be something until I got into that. You know, I got into that jam.
Right. Yeah.
And then that's when I started getting familiar with myself, self-awareness. So.
Right.
But back then it was just, I knew how to cut hair, so I opened up the shop and I wasn't really cutting hair. I was just in there doing other things.
Exactly, right.
And so that's what set me up.
Yeah.
That moment set me up.
So going back to the moment, that moment of when you were incarcerated, what did you go to prison for in the first place?
All for murder, first degree murder.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, and attempt murder. It was just crazy. I was just a knucklehead back then when I was young, man.
So really, man, if someone would look at your case right now, they would say you caught a blessing for a murder and attempt to do 20 years.
Yeah.
Not saying that's a short amount of time, but
but
that's easy,
totally
80 years right now, right?
That's easily, 80 and more.
Right.
So that was really like a slap, but now it's hectic now.
Right.
And man, I don't condone that behavior.
Right.
Back then I was just young, and just learning that I had a lot of stuff going on in my head, a lot of things, the average young black male growing up in poverty, growing up in Chicago, from Inglewood to Roseland to the north side to the low end, just being a part of that, it just mess you up, just trying to survive, man.
Right,
so, but, and then just thinking about that, sometimes I don't want to talk about it. I mean, not that I don't want to talk about it, but it catches me to be able to actually express that right then and very now. But now I got so comfortable with it because I accept the responsibility for my acts.
Right.
And I was very active in the streets.
Right.
And that's what was part of the streets. But now, and during me going through prison and so forth, I was able to change my life. Yeah. And here I am.
So,
right now.
Okay, you had the barbershop while you was on the street, so you get in there, like, man, I got 20 years to do. Let me go ahead and hop in this cosmetology class, or did it work like that?
No, it worked. It was just surprising, really. I started cutting hair from when I first went to the Cook County Jail.
Okay.
Because I had some guys that was, in the jail at the time, and when I came there, and they was in the barbershop. Okay. So I got into the barbershop. They helped me get into the barbershop. And from that point on, I did my entire 21 years cutting hair. Man. And then my last. How
much you was getting paid in there to cut hair?
Man, I was getting paid probably like
$2 a cut.
2 meat packs, like $3. Some turkey bites or something.
Exactly, yeah. And you was making it off that though. Hey, the barber makes some money in there. Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Penitentiary rich, you know
penitentiary
what I mean?
Rich, man. For real.
I think I was paying, how much was I paying? $7 a book of stamps a month.
Right.
$7, I got 4 haircuts a month.
4 haircuts.
Every Tuesday, like clockwork.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And the barbershop, when you get that cut, man, it make you feel like you,
it brings your confidence, your
all that.
esteem.
Yeah, definitely. Everything,
man. That's one reason why I really love cutting hair. Yeah. Because I was being a part of that moment, that experience. Felt like when guys come, especially when guys come on a new, and they rough. They rough.
Yeah.
Out of there, I don't know, man. Then I just bring them back to life, and then they be so happy, and then you can see their spirit, their confidence, raise up a little bit. Yeah. And then it kind of like distract them for that moment from the situation that they going through as far as being in prison. So that's the one thing I love, and I carry that over to here. Like, as you see, I take pride in me doing cutting hair and everything, and it's just, and that's why it's Groom Fly.
Yeah, no question. Definitely. I definitely like the name. So all right, you get out, 21 years. All you know is to cut hair. So how did that process start for you to actually create your own salon and take us through that whole process? Because I know a lot of people think, man, as you thought when you was 19 years old, like, I'm gonna open up a salon, I'm gonna get rich. Everybody doing it. You know what I'm saying? Well, most of the time back then, I ain't gonna say most of the time, some of the times back then, it was extracurricular activities going on in the barbershop. So it looked like it might have been doing something right.
For real.
And so
this is just sufficient enough for you to survive, man, for you to get your feet started, but it's something also that you can build from, build on, because I'm in the process of building on so many things that we done talked about, dealing with just me being cutting hair. Okay. So that, it's not a lot of money though, but it's something. It's just something just to boost your esteem, I think. And
it's ownership though too.
Ownership, ownership, totally. And I think, it's part of being creative. Yeah. You in the process of creating something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, remember when you first came here? All this wasn't here. Yeah. And then now you come in, it's growing because it's part of my creation. Right. And that's what I love about that.
It's freedom.
Freedom.
Kinda
total
do
freedom.
What you want to do.
Man.
cash money every day.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? And so let's talk about the actually getting your licenses and stuff like that, just making sure that you legit, whether it was LLC, bank accounts, all that kind of stuff. Kind of let the audience know maybe like some of the steps somebody might be listening that want to open up a salon. Okay. You know, like what are the things that maybe you should look out for? You know what I mean? Even in hiring the people who want to rent out a booth. You know, because sometimes all money ain't good money. You know what I'm saying? You may be like, oh, you know, you can rent out this booth for X amount of dollars. Was it every week people pay normally or every month?
Every week.
Yeah, so you may have to look at the clientele that person have. Maybe that clientele don't fit your brand. You know what I mean? That's something you think about as well when you bringing people into your brand.
So that's the first thing, because like, as you know, the atmosphere of the shop is always serene, chill, relaxed. And it's all about no judgment. Yeah. Do what you do, be what you do, how you do, just be respectful and just love life, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the reason why that motto comes, because I just been to the worstest place ever in anybody's life, my life. Yeah. To be locked up in prison for 21 years is, man, probably one step close to being, I think that's the worst as far as being a human being, right? So that's just me. That's just what I want to do, man. Yeah. So that's all. But just going through that, man, that's what helped save me. Going through prison. And while I was in prison, I started reading. And one thing was that I knew I wasn't gonna sell no drugs or go back to the streets. You know what I'm saying?
So you knew
that's
that
the first
back.
thing. That's the first thing. Anybody that want to do something got to already know in their mind what they want to do. You can't, because you got some people that want to say, I want to do this and do that. Like, my story could go so far and so on, but the overall thing is that you have to want to do it. Yeah. Like, you got guys that know how to cut hair, but they just don't want to cut hair. Right. And so you got to want to do it first of all. And then, so that's what helped me go through prison. I started reading. And that's when I started learning about LLC, business management, taxes. Yeah. Your EI.
I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna cut you off real quick when it relates to taxes, because this is all cash business, right? So oftentimes when people have all cash business, at the end of the year, they say, you can say whatever you want to say as far as how much you got paid, you know what I mean? And I think one of the disadvantages of that, in my opinion, like sometimes people want to understate how much they made because they feel like they don't want to pay X amount of taxes, right? But also we know that's putting you in a stifling your growth, you know what I mean? Because even with taxes, man, it's built for the producer more so than the consumer, you know what I mean? So there's ways where you can not evade taxes, but like save on taxes, you know what I mean? Especially when you're a corporation. Yeah. You know, and oftentimes like in our community, we're not really aware of some of these tax benefits because the tax code is built for the business owner, not for the individual worker, you know what I mean? And so oftentimes when we get these cash businesses in the community, we're not really stating how much we're actually making, you know what I'm saying? We want to kind of make it seem like we're not making as much again, so we don't have to pay that much taxes or whatever, right? Right. When it should be the other way around, because you want to grow your business, you know what I mean?
As for me, like, I'm coming correct, right? Like at first, you know, I messed up, like as far as like not deliberately or intentionally trying to mess up on my taxes, but just because I didn't know. Right. I was ignorant, so I had to teach myself and I was asking around, and then I got it together. Yeah. The one thing I be hating is when I got to come back and owe somebody some money. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing when you get into playing games or whatever, you know, each his own, whatever you want to do, but from experience, when you get to playing games, it come back and catch up with you. Definitely, and then the next thing you know, then you like, man, so then like you say, it sets you back. Yeah. So you always want to I just feel whatever you got to do, that's why I try to do everything by dot my I's and cross my T's the best way I can. One thing and nothing about the taxes will save me right now is being able to have Zelle and Cash Out. Oh yeah. Because you can go back and get your statement, you know, so that's real helpful. So that, you know, that's
you
one
use QuickBooks too?
No, I don't use QuickBooks yet. But just that's what helped me. And I'm coming correct because I don't feel like going through the other hassle. You know what I'm saying? It's just like driving a car, right? And you ain't got no license. You be intense.
Right, yeah.
Oh, they gonna catch you.
It's gonna cost you more once they catch you with a driver's license. Time out your day, go to court and all that kind of stuff. So like you said, it kind of catches up with you.
So I just rather become correct. If you got to pay your taxes, pay your taxes. Whatever you make, you know, because you still can live good off of barbers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you ain't got to live rich, but you can live something. You can live comfortably. You can live content. Right. And that's how I live. And I'm just able to, whereas I'm able to live good because I just know how to manage my money a little bit. Right, you know what I'm saying? So
and for real, that can come from the environment that we come from. Like you're working with so little, you know what I mean? So you got to kind of make things stretch from month to month, whether it's phone calls, whatever, right? You got to make sure make sure that lock is straight. You know what I'm saying? And make sure that's gonna last you for X amount of days. So
and that's one of the benefits from being like it's so many things like.
If you look at it like that.
Yeah, if you look at it.
Perspective. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm always optimistic about everything. Yeah. Like from the point when the judge like, man, you got 40 years, you know, I was messed up. I was fucked up like crazy, you know. But once I got settled in after like, you know, 2 or 3 months. Yeah. And then then I started knowing what I gotta do, what I wanna do. I knew I gotta make it up out of there first of all. But then I said, once I make it up out of there, because, you know, when you walking through prison, that's all you see is everybody, I want to go home, I want to go home. Yeah. But what you want to do when you go home?
Man, you know what, man? There's one guy used to say this all the time. Everybody is ready to go home. Everybody ain't prepared.
Right. Ooh, yeah.
Everybody want to go to the crib.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Nobody prepared.
Most people don't be prepared to leave.
And fortunately, that's what I did, man. I prepared. I went to school, participated in the bachelor's program, got my degree.
Yeah. You got your bachelor's degree?
No, I got my associate's degree, but I got bachelor credits. Okay. And the reason why is because I wound up getting transferred. Oh, okay. So I couldn't finish I couldn't finish it. But then when I came home, I went to school. I enrolled in college and went for like 2 or 3 semesters. Right. But I couldn't finish it because I had to start my business and then I was working as well. And I just came home, and I needed some money. Yeah.
And you've been home how long?
Almost 4 years.
Okay.
Almost 4 years, and it's been a struggle, man. It's been rough, man. I want for anybody to know that who coming home, and anybody that knows somebody coming home, and if you're involved or close to somebody that's coming home, they need support.
What that support look like though?
That support looks like if you help them with a few dollars, you help them with a few dollars. It ain't got to be $100 if it's just $10. Right. So don't think that you got to give somebody $100. You know what I'm saying? Right, yeah. That's what a person be thinking. Like,
or it could not be money. It could be resources.
Yeah, resources.
Somebody always knows somebody that knows somebody.
Always help out and reach to the next man, please, man. Coming home, man, it's Chicago it's crazy right now, you know, and it had to start somewhere. And I'm just saying it for right now. We got to start helping each other, man, regardless of what. It's not just helping, but just supporting. Like if he this why I'm here, you know, we linking up and we doing what we do because we supporting each other as brothers are, you know, going through what we went through. And we both went through some rough stuff, regardless of how long or when and where it happened or when it went down. But we got to support each other, man. We got to. That's the only way. You know, everybody got a little money, everybody. But in order to get that money that's gonna last for a minute, you got to have your community, man. So I just feel that the community help the individual and the individual don't stop giving back. Right. And I give back. Like, you know, I go cut the homeless hair. I cut the homeless hair for free. Mm-hmm. I volunteer at a youth center cutting at-risk kids hair for free. Right. I mentor juveniles that's being released from prison. And I give back. And that's the main thing, give back. Like, it ain't always about the money. Really, it's just me. I just wanted to give back and try to just do something, you know, give back. That's it.
So with Groom Fly, like how do you want people to look at that whole brand? Because I know you're not just building just a barbershop, you know what I'm saying? It's like a movement. A movement, definitely. Yeah.
If you see in my on my Instagram, Whereas, I got hold on, I got through. But it's a movement.
Right.
You see, I put Groom Fly movement.
Right.
And the most thing is the concept behind Groom Fly is being of service.
Okay.
And don't be afraid to take chances and do what you got to do, man. Be on your grind. Like, man, we're against the odds all day.
Exactly.
Everybody think it's gonna be perfect and pretty. No, every day it's a struggle. The richest people gotta struggle through whatever they gotta struggle. Every day it's a struggle because every day you learning something.
Yeah.
If you're not struggling, then that means you're not learning nothing.
No
that
doubt.
means you didn't got comfortable with life. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this, right? Speaking of struggling, starting a business from the ground up, the salon. It's 1 million salons, right? So what were some of the things that you did to kind of grow your clientele coming fresh out of prison and starting a salon?
Because my atmosphere is more relaxed.
Okay.
And it's engaging.
Okay.
You know, that's just how we was able to connect by talking with each other, you know, and networking and then I just wanted to have a feel to where you come here and chill. Like pretty soon I'm gonna put a shelf where there's gonna be books in here.
Okay.
So you can come here and read books. You come here and play chess while you get your haircut. You know, like other stuff probably got the pool table. I just want the chess and the books.
Right, some more like laid back.
Yeah, laid
like
back
that,
to be
right.
smooth, not, you know.
Also educational would sound like.
And definitely educational.
Right.
And, you know, like most of my clients, most of them I done met, they into something, trying to do something or make something happen, some form, some way. No riffraff.
Yeah.
So when they come in here, most of them, you know, you done met fewer guys, you know, and everybody doing something.
Clientele.
Yeah, and they trying to talk, you know, build. We could probably help you do this. I could support you. We can network and do this and do that. You know, man, I could come to your stuff and, you know, stuff like that. That's what I want. I just want what's that? Like togetherness, like something like that. Yeah. And try to build from that. And then everybody that come here, I want everybody to be in a positive light, a positive image, regardless of what and however you gonna do it. And be a positive model, role model. Right. That's it, man.
So what's next for Groom Fly?
Well, right now, I'm thinking in the process of, I want to think about membership, but my first thing is that I'm thinking about doing this. I'm not thinking about it. I'm doing it now. It's in the process of getting set up to where I want to. I'm start a non-for-profit. Okay. To where I'm gonna actually have a space to where the homeless could come and get their haircut for free, and also they get mentored and they get help with resources or whatever, and you know, for us trying to help them build them back up. Right. Anybody, you know, and then I'm helping. Then also the at-risk kids can come there. I want to have like a little computer area up there to where they could talk to each other and discuss and build, however they're gonna build. Definitely. And also it's gonna be some older guys or older women that's positive models, and they're gonna be the ones just to come volunteer and talk and conduct, you know, try to and just talk to them and try to mentor them.
Let me ask you this: you mentioned membership, so it sounds like you want to create a business model where it's recurring revenue. Sound like you know that you're gonna get an X amount of dollars every month, every week. So, So what is that?
No,
what is that
the
revenue,
membership.
What that membership look like?
The membership is more. It's not so much as that, but it's so much to where it's like you got. I went to Cali, and this guy he got a membership barbershop. Okay. And it's only exclusive clientele. I mean, not exclusive, but everybody that's a part of his clientele, everybody know each other.
It's
you
like,
know what I'm saying?
You just said that, man. You said like unity, togetherness. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
So everybody. So here you go. All our dollars, I feel, if I make this membership, everybody that's involved in this membership, all our dollars gonna be circulating amongst each other. Okay. Like, here you go, if everybody right here, if everybody coming to the shop, right, all the guys, the clientele that's come to the shop, you got your podcast. Right. So here you go, everybody should be watching your podcast when it come on. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Not saying I'm forcing them to do that, but just for the point of supporting you. You know what I'm saying? And because you trying to make it happen.
Yeah. So do they pay a certain amount of money?
Yes, it's gonna be, but I haven't determined if I want to do it yet.
Okay.
I'm trying to still fill it out.
Okay.
Still filling it out.
No, I think, man, that's one thing we have to do as business owners, like to be creative, to think outside the box, right? Not too many salons have a membership model to it. And I think that definitely can set yourself apart. Like I'm always trying to think outside the box and do things differently or whatever, right? Because there's one thing for sure, man, there ain't too many businesses just a one-on-one. It's always another business doing something just like what you're doing. So to be able to differentiate yourself from somebody else by doing membership, by doing so I'm always thinking. So when you said that, I knew you was on to something. You know what I mean? So that's why I wanted to kind of get a little bit more detailed as it relates to that, man, because we have to, like right now, everything that's going on with the coronavirus, right? It has forced everyday people, but even more so, business owners to do things differently. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't gonna survive. Like everything is virtual now. Yeah. If you wasn't computer literate or you just didn't have that virtual infrastructure, chances are you got it now. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it really opened up, man, a situation. It thrust me into it. Yeah, you and I both, man. But at the same time, it gave me a new skill set. Yeah. Like even for my own show, I used to get people that wanted to come on the show, but they weren't from Chicago or weren't living in Chicago. Right. And at the time, I was doing everything on location as I am today. And I was like, well, I'd rather not do the virtual. Right. Man, Corona changed all that. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like half of my shows now over the last 10 of them, if you will, they've been virtual. And so that's what I mean by like, we have to pivot as business owners. You know what I mean? To kind of do stuff differently and like, you know, go with the trend, but also be trendsetters.
And you always got to be, like you say, creative, man, and innovative, because that's just like the restaurants, right? Yeah. You remember at first you could walk in, they didn't been so creative. Now they done made, it's a woke up, like you come to the, you know, you order your food right there at the window now, so.
Yep. I've noticed this too, as far as being innovative. You got some restaurants where they didn't have a patio at first. Right. They cut the wall out and made a patio. Yep. You know what I mean? So stuff like that, it's like you have to change. So this is really force people, man, to like really think outside that box, man. And most people aren't probably going to go back to how they were doing business. Because one thing's about humans, like we get used to things, you know what I mean? And so the behavior, so we probably won't change it up. Which is cool, you know what I mean? Change is always good, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So just to kind of shake stuff up a little bit. And so that works, whether it's a barbershop, it's entrepreneurship as a whole. Right. You know, and so, no, definitely though, man. So where can we find you, man? Want to stop through and get a cut or?
Well, first, on my Instagram, check out my work. It's at groom_fly. Groom_fly. Also, if you want to come on and get a cut, come on 2150 South Canal Port, 3C, Groom Fly.
And that's in Chicago.
If you look fly, you feel fly.
No question. Straight out. All day long. They keep me fly. You know what I mean?
For real, man.
Definitely. I appreciate
thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for having me, man.
Yep,
for real.
Definitely appreciate everything, man. Escaping the Odds podcast can be found on Stitcher, Apple, iHeartRadio, Anchor.fm, Spotify for sure. I got escapingtheodds.com where you all can view all the videos from day one or episode 1 all the way up to episode 27. YouTube channel, Escaping the Odds, pretty much everywhere. We got merchandise coming. We got events coming when the world opens back up. So continue to look out for support Dave and I, Groom Fly, Escaping the Odds. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Till next time, peace.
Peace. Groom Fly.